All right, YouTube, 106 Falconer, back with another freaking exciting video. I just bought myself a Stihl 510V battery mower. I bought it without the battery because I already have an AP300S battery for my chainsaw, my 220, which is an awesome little saw. Just got this home, was eager to give it a shot, and I'll tell you what, this thing right from the get-go sucks. I'm gonna do a couple things, see if I can make it worth $489 to $500 for the mower without a battery. All right. Number one, it's made in China, so right there, I mean, hell, I could go to Harbor Freight and buy one for half the price. Or I could buy a green machine, or I mean, their mower for $4.99 looks freaking awesome. So made in China, number one. Number two, the bag. The material on this bag is really crap, and you can look at this. There's already some threads coming out there. My old Troy belt here, I've had for several years. This bag, I mean, it's a freaking quality bag on there. This bag is like that Chinese crap that comes on everything. It's freaking junk. I don't see that bag lasting any amount of time. Third thing is, I heard people bitching about this online, and I thought they were all a bunch of wimps. But the way they have this freaking setup here, the bottom bar is what turns your blade on. Let's see, you hold the button in and then pull this lever up, and it starts mowing. Not a lot of resistance on here, so you think, no big deal. Let me show you here. I did four passes from there down to here. And my freaking, that bar hits right on the joint in here. So my thumb and this finger here on both hands were like numb from just doing them 4 passes. I mean, it's amazing how uncomfortable that is. And you know, usually I don't like to bitch about things. I try to find the good things about stuff. But so far, this thing, I'm thinking, me, I spent $500 for this. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna pull this apart. Oh, the other thing is, as long as the battery's in there, the drive is always on. So if you pull back your drive, it goes. So without having to hit that start button. So I'm going to pull the cover off this here and see if I can just swap some wires around in there to make this operate the blade, and then this the drive. If not, I'll see if I can just spin this whole unit around, because the cables coming out are exactly the same length. So if I could spin this around, I could make this the blade, and this bottom one the drive. And then maybe put some I don't know, some silicone tubing around here or something, just to cushion. I'm telling you, man, this freaking, it's unbelievable, man. So I mean, it's just 4 freaking passes, about, I don't know, 50 feet, so 200 feet I did. And so I'll show you the difference here though real quick. See, these new mowers, the way the bags are, they're like flat, almost even, they go back. Where my Troy belt, this is a freaking awesome mower. I mean, it always starts first pull, maybe 2 pulls if that, but generally just 1 pull. And I leave this thing sitting outside. I mean, it's covered, but it's not totally enclosed, you know, year round. Well, in the summer, it just sometimes it sits out in the rain. Never bothered it. But you see the way the bag is on here. this mower, I was never able to get like more than a half a bag full of clippings, because I always bag. I hate mulching. I like to bag. You know, mulching's good if you want to mow your lawn, you know, 3 times a week. But if you don't, then you got grass all over the place and crap. So it never bagged right, and it never did mulch good. And you can't, with this mower here, I tried to find a aftermarket mulching blade, but there was none to fit a Troy-Bilt. So, but I mean, this thing here, like a normal mower, this is what takes the lock off the motor, release it to stop, you know, start. This has on-the-fly speed control. This is when you want to use the self-propel. So whoever signed off on this setup on the Stihl, they must have been out partying and drunk or something. And say, whatever, go ahead, do that. That's the. This is really bizarre, especially since every freaking mower, your top bar is always your for your blade to mow with. But what was I going to say here? Well, anyways, yeah. So the Troy-Bilt, it was never a good bagger, never a good mulcher, but it's a dependable, freaking heavy-duty mower, and I paid like $250 for that thing. Like I say, this thing $500 without a battery, and right from the get-go, it's kind of got my timbers in a shiver there. So let me see if I can pull that apart and correct that, and then I'll be back. All right, YouTube, 106 Falconer. This is probably the quickest freaking review I've ever done. I wound up mowing my entire yard, over here, over there, up front of the house. I mean, it's not that big of a yard, and the grass was already pretty low. I mean, you can see the neighbor's house. I don't know if you can see the difference, but our grass was the same height. Maybe an inch I cut off. I'll tell you the good things about this Stihl here. Well, number one, I could not switch this around because this is longer than this here. So trying to rotate it around, you could get the blade to turn on, but you couldn't get the drive to work. So they thought that out, but whoever thought of this idea was a freaking moron. It bags excellent. I did a yard. I emptied the bag twice. I mean, once when I got most done, then I did it again, and I got quite a bit of grass clippings. It picked up everything, freaking packed the bag nice, really nice. It's quiet. It did a good job. You know, it cut all the grass courses, brand new mower, fresh blade, and all this and that. But here's a couple things I never realized with the gas mower. Okay, number one, this handle. The handle, it's a little bit shorter than the gas mower, and then with the bag sitting down here, when you're pushing it, your feet hit it. Your feet hit the bag. So then you got to shorten your stride, which makes that uncomfortable. But the biggest thing are these freaking handles. Now, whoop. Yeah, it's always live as long as the battery's in there. Your drive is. I just forgot. Now, I have tendonitis in my right elbow, pretty bad. So it's amazing just having to hold this rod up here using your thumb for the mower blade to work. I mean, it was freaking painful. On top of fingers going numb, my freaking elbow was just screaming. So what was happening is I'd wind up trying to rotate my hand to take pressure off my elbow, and the mower is so light that I'd wind up having the front wheels off the ground. I mean, it is just, I mean, I'm pushing 60 years old. Maybe a younger person wouldn't mind it, but I mean, I got bad knees, freaking, you know, bad joints all over the place, the tendonitis, and just having to shorten my stride to mow with this thing got my knees hurting. Having to constantly have a thumb on here for the mower to operate. Number one, got both hands, fingers going numb, and then tendonitis in my right elbow really bad. These are, I can't believe, you know, when you get a gas mower like this, you just go, and I've never had a problem. You know, I mean, this thing here, even with tendonitis, I can pull this straight out when I go to start it, so it doesn't affect my elbow. And then when I mow, I don't have to use my right arm because I can do everything with my left arm, because you got your drive here, you know, keeps your blade running here, you know, you can just chug along. This thing, the angle of the handle, I could raise it up, but then that would put me closer to the bag. So unfortunately, this is going back. My youngest kid, Junior the third, he works for a Stihl dealer. I bought this from him, and I told him, I said, dude, sorry, man, I got to send this back. So he's going to lose his commission and this and that. You know, I feel bad. Oh, yeah, and I'm rocking my AP 300S battery in there. So I have 2 bars left from mowing this. It's not a big yard. It's not a big yard, and it wasn't high. Now, I was using the self-propelled feature on it. I wasn't just, you know, pushing it manually because I wanted a self-propelled freaking mower. So if you were just running the AP 300 battery, this would probably be about the size yard you could do. It's like I don't know, 100 foot by whatever, you know, did out front there. It's not that big of a yard. And on top of it, you know, I got a couple other yards I take care of. So this mower is definitely not going to do it. It's too painful for me. This thing makes me not want to mow. So I'm going to, like I said, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take it back. And but cut-wise, bagging-wise, freaking did awesome. But Stihl definitely needs to redo this. Although if you go on the Stihl website, the 500 and the 510 and the 510V are unavailable. So I think they're probably going to come out with a new model and get away with this. Something maybe with a telescoping handle. I mean, they're built in China, so they might as well do what all the other Ego and even freaking Ryobi. My neighbor has a $300 Ryobi that has a telescoping handle and this and that, and it's got the paddles on it, you know, kind of like this mower here. So, but anyways, that's it. So if you're thinking about spending $500 for a mower, if you already have a battery, I'd rethink it until they come out with some modifications. But anyways, that's it. All right, see ya.